Hey April, I'm gonna try to make a quick video and walk you through each of these steps. They're really not too bad to do. As far as this first one, when you're asking about like what do you do, when you don't have something to graph, again, you just have to make it something that you can graph. I want you to think about, when we type something in our calculator to graph it, it's always in y equals, right? And so you type in whatever it is in your calculator and we graph it and we can look at it. So this one, they try to trick you just a little bit. It's not in y equals form. So all you really have to do for this one is one step. You just have to get y by itself before you type it in. So all you have to do is divide this whole thing by 5, and then that'll be in y equals. So when you type this in your calculator, make sure that you put this top piece in parentheses, close them, type this in, and then this will give you an opportunity to actually go look at it on your calculator and actually see what it's supposed to look like. So when I graphed it on mine, I'm just going to give you a rough sketch here. So when I graphed it on mine, it ended up looking something like this right here. And again, once you get this visual, you can actually see, hey, I know that this axis cuts it in half. So that's why it did end up being the y-axis, because I can see that this, the y-axis right here is the one that will cut that graph in half. So again, it looks a little different than what we did, but that's just because that 5 is there. So just make it into something that you actually can use, okay? Now, I'm going to pull up this other one you had questions about and show you actually what you do. So again, I'm guessing you're fine with determining, what is actually happening. So I saw that you put, y equals x. That's great. That is the parent function, and it shifts down. And it shifts down because it's outside the parentheses. That's that d value. So the graph with these, I don't think it was as nice. I'm going to clear this off and show you what to do. So it is a straight line. Now, if you click at 0, I don't think it's going to give you everything, and that's what this one does. Remember, the ones we did in class, they actually had little sliders for you to do. So here's what you need to think about. I'm going to clear this off. Since this is just a straight line, and we're going to shift it down 8, right? So instead of being at 0, 0, I'm going to go down to -8, okay? And then here's the thing. It's a straight line, and we know that it's originally just x, right? So what you do to make this the easiest possible is all you need to do is move it up over 1 and up 1. So instead of being at 0, -8, I'm going to go over to 1 and -7. Okay, and that just makes it that straight line. Another way that you can think about that is if you just pick a point. So let's say I just picked the number 1 and actually plug it into the actual formula here. So you can, again, pick that any number you want to, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up to do it for you. So again, if you look up here, it says, what is it, g of x. All right, so let's see if we can do this now. What I was talking about was doing this g of x here equals x minus 8. So another way to do it, instead of just going over 1, up 1, is you can just pick a number and plug it in. So let's say I pick the number 1. So if I plug the number 1 in here, 1 minus 8, that would give me -7, right? So that would give you another point, 1, -7. So it's just another way to do it. Again, that only happens with straight lines like this. The other ones that we did in class, remember, they'll have the little sliders you can pick. Hey, I went down 8, I moved this. But if you have any other questions on it, definitely let me know.